We are back drilling and blasting in Jason's new gold mine, and I am so excited for this episode because we found a pocket of gold while advancing our drift to the raise. We found some amazing gold in quartz samples, and so today we're going to start off right where we left off last video, mucking out our last round and getting ready to drill and blast the vein and advance to the raise.
We're making more progress. We're starting to fill up our muck wall pretty good to where it's really quite difficult to get buckets under there now. And so we've reverted our track over to this section of the room. And now we can start backfilling back over here and just work our way out of this room. And as we work our way this way, we'll just build the wall up from the other side, and then I can dump the waste buckets over the edge and backfill against the wall. But the nice thing about here, you can't probably tell, but I can stand up. Over there, it's about 4 foot high, literally 4 foot high. So you're running buckets along the rail and trying to lift them over that wall all hunched over. Now I can stand up, just pitch them over in that corner. It's gonna be great. And Harry's over there, hand mucking away, doing a great job. How much longer, Harry?
I don't know, but if we put it in a slusher bucket, we don't have anywhere to put the damn waste rock.
We need a slusher though, don't we?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know where else we can fill that room up there, but then what do you do with it?
We need to punch another hole in the ground.
Slusher would be nice.
If we made the raise and it goes down the raise, we can get rid of waste rock.
Yeah.
And ore. So that we don't have this problem.
And we just slush it down the hole.
Yeah, we're about to cork ourselves.
That's right. Something's got to change. We have done it. We've hand mucked all that waste out of here. Now Harry's doing his favorite job. Yeah. Washing the face down. We've got it pretty much raked out. Nice smooth floor. Washing down the vein.
You can show them the gold.
Yeah, you want to see some gold?
Yeah, show it to them.
I want to show you the gold, but before we do, I want to show you what's going on with the vein here. It's kind of interesting. The right rib over here, which is east, and there's a fault about 40 feet that way, is pretty barren of sulfides. There's not a whole lot in there. There is still some pay though. There's a piece of gold right there, and it's hanging out right below this slip. So right below the hanging wall is where the pay is, but not, like I said, not much sulfides. This is our face of our heading, and once we got over here, something happened with the vein intrusion, and it's just laced with sulfides. Some of it's just almost pure sulfides. All this is just pure pyrrhotite. And the gold line over here is a little bit lower. Here's my hand. It's right along here. Here's the slip apparently that has the gold, and it comes right around here. I'll show you some of the really nice tellurides we have. Right up in here is all that silver telluride the gold hangs out with. There's a really nice crystal. Coming across right here, we're starting to see a spot with some really nice gold in it. This is that telluride, and then over here you're starting to get more telluride and some really nice gold. Let me show you some gold here. So there's some gold right down in here, right along there, some pieces kind of back in that hole that are hanging out like, Harry used the term shark fin the other day. I like that.
Yeah, it looks like a shark fin.
Like a shark fin. A bunch of gold there. There's some gold here. There's some gold down here. And so that band, wherever you have that band of tellurides, you get the gold. But what happens is that band of tellurides comes across, and then it comes up right onto the hanging wall again. So these sulfides apparently came after the tellurides, and over here towards the fault on the east rib, there's no more sulfides. So a good example of multiple intrusions of fluid, and apparently the first one in this case, or the one without the sulfides, carries most of the gold. Well, enough talking about gold and vein geology. We're going to get back to drilling. You can see the vent bag here is blowing air back into our drift where we're drilling. And all of that mist and fog you're seeing come out of the drill is actually water vapor. If you look real close, you can see the water running down the face. The drill has water that runs all the way down the drill steel right to the bottom of the hole, and it flushes all the dust and all the rock chips out of the hole and makes it so there's no quartz dust. It is incredibly loud when you're drilling. The decibel meter reads this drill at about 114 decibels. We are wearing double hearing protection, so we have earplugs in and we have the earmuffs on, and that knocks it down enough so we're not having any hearing damage. You can see on my belt here a self-rescuer hanging out from under my coat. Those are something that we use and is required when you're working underground. In case there's a fire, that thing can turn carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide into breathable oxygen. Here I'm showing you that this drill, once you get it set, the leg and the drill pretty much operate by themselves. So you might see me hanging over this drill or pushing on it real hard, what appears to be me pushing on it real hard. It's actually, once you get it set, it doesn't take a lot of effort. The drill and the leg do most of the work if you get it running right. That drill and leg are still quite heavy. They weigh about 130 pounds together, and they're running at about 100 to 120 psi of air pressure. It's a little bit hard to explain the unique environment it is working underground. It's dark, you get a little spotlight for your headlamp, but it's a little bit, it's hard to get your bearings sometimes. It's really hard to tell direction. It's cold, it's wet in our mind, and it's just a whole lot of work, whether you're mucking, whether you're drilling, whether you're setting up to drill, whether you're blasting. Everything is heavy, everything is work, and in our mind, we're doing everything by hand. We are continuing drilling towards our raise. At this point, we have gone about 10 feet, and we need to go a total of about 40. Well, now it's Harry's turn with mine operator. He's going to hop on the drill here. We are using button bits. So these are carbide button bits. They go on the end of the steel, and here you can see we have our hole collared. The water is knocking the dust down, keeping the rock chips and the dust down. Steel rotates and hammers, so every quarter or eighth of a rotation, the drill steel hammers the bottom of the hole, so it will hit, turn an eighth of a turn, hit again, and we just keep pounding away, drilling our holes. We're doing 4-foot holes. You can see here we're working on our burn, so the 0 hole has the white PVC pipe in it, which helps us line up the future drill holes. Once you have one hole in place, you want all the other holes to run parallel to that all the way back. And the goal is that the bottom of the hole has the same orientation as the hole at the face. This is a Gardner Denver FL83 drill. You can see Harry's left hand on the throttle, his right hand is on the corn cob, which controls the leg pressure. And here is a good view of this leg running. You give it enough air to lift the drill and push the drill steel into the bottom of the hole. But if you give it too much pressure, the drill steel can bind in the hole and cause you problems. So it's a real delicate balance between enough pressure to get the drill hammering in the bottom of the hole and not too much to where you're binding it. The 0 hole is making some water. You can see water flowing out of the 0 hole. That's not great, especially when you're using Ampho-Prill, which we'll talk about a little bit later when we start loading. Now we have the burn cut in. We have the 0 hole with the PVC and the 4 holes around it. It makes it look like a 5 on the dice. We have the green hose is water, the red hose is air, and we have an oiler on the drill as the air flows through the airline. It's a little football looking thing laying on the ground there. It pulls a little bit of oil into the airstream and helps keeps the drill lubricated. The burn cut, you want your holes spaced a couple, 2, 3, 4 inches apart, because that's where the whole explosion starts, and you want to open that up. As you go farther away from the burn cut, you can space your holes out because you've opened up a large enough area where you can shoot more rock into it and you have a bigger space for it to go to. The burn is done, and now we're starting to drill out onto our face farther away from the burn. So we're going to do 2 or 3 holes in a vertical pattern, and we'll start slabbing those in when we start blasting. But we haven't drilled any holes in the waste rock. This is all in vein. So this first round we're going to shoot the vein, and we're going to keep all the ore separate from the waste rock so nothing gets diluted. So we just finished drilling our round out. We've got our standard 5 on a dice, and the very first hole, our 0 hole that I drilled, right at the last 6 inches of a 4-foot steel, it hit a seam or a crack or a little slip there, and it's just pouring water out of here. It's actually slowed down since we broke through. But so what we had to do is pull back on the rest of our holes so we didn't hit that seam. But there's a few holes, this one and this one over here, we hit it. So water, when you're loading, especially with prill, is kind of your enemy. You can't have a hole making water when you're loading with the Ampho prill. So we're gonna have to think about that a little bit. What I might try is shoving 1 piece of stick powder down there, tamping it in real good with the cap in the bottom, and trying to plug that water seep, and then we can load the rest of the hole with Ampho. We'll see. If that doesn't work, I'll just load these 2 holes are making water. I'll load those 2 with stick powder and the rest with Ampho, because we didn't hit that slip on the rest of them. The 0 hole never gets loaded, so even though it's making water, I'm not going to put anything in there. That's just the spot where the first couple of holes, you got to have them somewhere to break to. So it'll be probably 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'll hook up the rest of the round. But I got to go down and get explosives. Harry's going to clean up and get ready, and then we'll load this, shoot it, and I cannot wait to see what the vein looks like 4 feet in.
Can I add one thing?
Do it.
Yeah, are you standing up straight right now, or are you hunched over?
Look at me, I'm standing up. We're in modern workings now.
Yeah.
I've got almost a foot on top of my hat where I don't hit, so no more doing this anymore.
Yeah.
Drilling. This is fantastic.
Yeah. Thank you, Casey, for helping us with that.
That's right. Yeah. Big thanks to Casey. And we've got this all drilled out as a split shot. And so we're going to take just our ore, get that mucked out, and then we'll come back in and we'll drill out our waste top and bottom and shoot that and advance our drift. Harry's got our face all cleaned out, blowing out all the holes. He's got the hose for the prill pot all staged and ready. We keep our Ampho prill in sealed containers to try and keep it dry. And then we've got some stick powder and stuff for some of those wet holes. Well, I've got those 2 plugged with stick powder, but they're still making, this one's still making a little bit of water there, you can see. That one pretty much dried up. But when I did that, it increased the flow out of our 0 hole quite a bit. So we've kind of plugged that hole anyway. So let me think about how I'm going to do this. We're in a little bit of a rush here because some of these holes are making a little bit of water with the Ampho, and that's really not what you want. So I'm going to get these hooked up real quick. Harry's going to work his way down, and we're going to blast this. Okay, Harry's doing his 3 honks in the horn. He'll hit me on the radio here when he gets the warning blast out, and then I will shoot this thing. Hope those wet holes go. There's the horn, I hear it. All right, I got the all clear from Harry. Let's blast this thing. Here we go, 3, 2, 1. Oh, nice shot. Man, that was loud. That was a spicy shot. Hey, I got you loud and clear. You copy?
Good, black fish up. How copy?
I'm headed down. Turn off the compressor. I'll see you in 5. All right, it's the next day. Harry's gonna kick on the vent fan. This yellow fan bag blows clean air all the way down to the face. And we're gonna let that vent for 5-10 minutes. We're down kind of just at the entrance to our active heading here. Gas meter reads good. I don't really smell any, Harry. Do you smell any?
Nothing.
Nothing.
And I love the smell of explosives in the morning. Nothing.
Nothing right now. There's our heading. So we're gonna get our scaling bar and tap our way in there. So Harry's sailing our way in. This is probably one of the most important parts as far as safety is concerned for us, because after a blast you could shake some things loose and getting squashed by a rock is not fun. So I know we're all excited. I'm excited more than anybody else probably to see what's back there, but we just got to take our time, work our way in, and be safe about it. What do we got here from what I can see?
There we go. There's a couple pieces made it.
Yeah, some blocks.
Nice. Yeah, that thing's shotgun, dude. Look at those chunks.
A couple of blocky chunks there. Harry and I are excited to see we did not use stemming this time. We were didn't have any ready.
Yeah, I failed to make those the night before.
And our holes were a little wet, so we just decided to shoot it. So we're gonna see what our round looks like without being stemmed.
We definitely shotgunned it, but no. There's a lot of blast dust on the floor. You can tell the bags moved.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
loose bags.
Let's see.
I mean, it's not like there's ore, you know.
And then I had these pieces of wood up there. They moved.
Yeah,
So this is all. I'm glad I cleaned it up. This is all ore now.
yeah. Vent bags blowing away there.
You got big chunks of ore. That's good news for the saw.
Yeah, we can slab some nice pieces out of those big chunks. What do you see there? Oh, we're working our way back. Don't rush it, don't rush it. There's a pretty good one right above the face there that's gonna come down. And this is why you scale, because what you really want to do is run in there and poke your head in that hole, but you don't want to get hit by that. Let's see what we got here. So, it doesn't look like it broke very good, but look at some of this metal.
Wow.
Sulfides, pure sulfides, all the way through. So yeah, we've got a mess here is what we got. It didn't break all the way to the back. Didn't break to the slip I wanted it to. That one, all right. I'm a fan of stemming.
Yeah, me too.
You converted me. Got to stem it. All right, well, we'll get it washed down, scale down what we can of the vein in there, and kind of assess what we got. But something's funny is going on with the vein back there too. We'll have to get it washed down. Looks like it's rolling around or something. Yeah, well, honestly, I'm kind of disappointed. I thought it would have performed a little better than that, but it didn't. And now we got a little bit of a mess. And you know, we took all the time yesterday to drill it out and diesel with the compressor and the cost of explosives, and we were in a rush right at the very end and didn't do our stemming, and it bit us. So we're gonna get cleaned up as best we can, assess what we have, and then we'll have to make a plan on how to keep going forward. But I guess that's how you learn stuff, you know. We took a chance and it didn't work out, and I am sold on stemming 100%. We're gonna use stemming every time from now on. And, you know, Harry's the one that's insisting on it, and he's got a system that really works well, so we're going to use it. And hopefully the next round is going to break right back to the face. The silver lining to this whole thing is we got some pretty nice ore, though. Look at that Mount Baker lightning quartz, laced with sulfides. Lots and lots of nice big pieces. So we'll pull these out. That's kind of a cool one. It's got waste on the bottom and ore on top. So we'll pull some of these pieces out and make a little pile because they won't fit in the bags. All right, well, Harry's getting all excited about something back here. What do you got, Harry?
I love sulfides,
Oh, yeah.
but we're getting solid pyrrhotite, just giant chunks of it.
Yeah, Mount Baker lightning quartz. So we're separating that out in a bag.
We'll slab that.
Slop that up. And then look here, you can see it in the vein. It's just all sulfides, just all pyrrhotite. It wraps around under there. Just massive, massive pyrrhotite back in there. Too bad that hole didn't go to the collar. We'll get it.
See if there's any gold on the back.
Yeah, that's the telluride band. That's where the gold would be. We'll take a real good look in there too. You got a good piece?
I'm trying to muck, and then I see this, and then there's just
Whoa!
a little piece of gold there, and then there's this little picker sticking out of the rock right there.
Oh, nice. Here, get your
Yeah.
light. Let's see. Yeah, the light on it really screws
Yeah, my headlight's not helping
with
you.
the. Yeah, that right there is a nice little piece. Come on, focus. And then there's some, and there's a bunch right there. Whoa, that is a really good piece.
Yeah.
Put it in the bag.
Bag.
Well, we're on it now. Boy, we're in some good spots. Look at that piece of gold right there, right up against the white quartz. And then here's the telluride band. It's right there.
How do you like this chalcopyrite?
What do you got here? Oh, yeah. So, here you go. This is for you at home. This is chalcopyrite. It's much more brassy in color. It's kind of an off yellow brassy color. I don't know if it's coming across in the camera very well. So that's chalco. And then you compare it with the yellow gold. And the gold is just bright yellow gold color versus the brassy chalco. So this one's going in the bag. But we're just starting to wash the muck pile down, and man, we must have hit a nice little pocket in here because like every other rock we're picking up has that telluride band on it. Harry's in hog heaven over here.
Yeah, mucking's not happening right now.
We're busy. Okay, hold on. This might be the best piece right here. See that? Oh, that's coming across really good too. That is a huge piece of gold for this mine. Let's get this washed off. Oh man, there's another good piece in there too somewhere. Here, you see it? Oh yeah, you got it in your hand. Okay, hold on. Let's wash this off.
That flake, don't let it get away.
I know. I hope it's still attached.
I don't think it is. Oh yeah, this is.
Oh no, it's loose. You're right. It's loose.
Yeah. You got foil gold.
I got loose gold.
Yep, this has got gold in it. It's tiny.
Oh man, what do I do with this thing? Let's do this. Let's wash all our specimens in this bucket, and then we'll get all the good mud out of the bottom.
That's what I was planning on doing.
Okay, so that's gonna go away. Okay, bye gold. Yeah, look at that. Oh man, it's kind of heartbreaking actually.
Right above my finger.
You got good pieces?
Yeah, tiny ones.
See, I can't focus on. There we go. Oh yeah, I see it. Yeah, right by your finger.
In the
Nice.
gold bag.
Gold bag.
This one, I can't wait to slab that.
This is a great piece.
I'm slabbing that guy.
This is an amazing. Oh, there's gold there. I think that's gold.
That means our shot shot it against this line right here into this wall. So
Right
all of
against
our-
it. Yeah, right
all of
against
our-
this rib.
All of our stuff's gonna be right here.
Yep. Well, you know what else that means? That means the stuff that we left right here is like some of the best stuff.
Yeah.
That'd be a great dex pan hole
Yeah.
right there. All right, I have in my hand, I think, one of the best pieces we've pulled this year.
We're not gonna get anything done today. Nice.
Hold on, move your light just enough. Let's see. There, and then across there. Trying to get it focused for you. There we go. Yeah. Gold stick in there. Gold stick in there. Gold down here. And guys, we cannot hand sort all this. Like, we're not going to go through this whole pile.
Why not?
Because we got to get to that raise.
That's true.
But this is the stuff we're finding. I mean, obviously, this is a really good piece. I got all excited about this piece. But this is the stuff we're finding. Just literally washing some rocks and looking. Like, any of these rocks could have pieces.
That's got gold too. These are coming right out of this spot.
Okay. Harry can barely keep that fin out going at all. So what we're doing is we're mucking out of the hole here into sandbags. Harry just cannot stop, or can't go actually. It's all good stuff.
Yeah, right up here.
You can't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. I'm gonna show them how we're doing this.
I'm trying.
Production is at a crawl here. Oh boy! Even when I'm filming him, tell him he's going slow. He won't even buck. All right, he puts it in a bag
Alright,
like that,
hold in the bag.
light bag, and then he hands me the bag. I put it on the scale. So that one's 20.5 pounds. So when I come over, I grab a bunch of lightning quartz, put it in the bag. Oh, that's a nice piece.
I
That's a
don't know,
good one.
whoever's getting this bag, this stuff's just coming right out of the pocket.
That's a good bag.
Yeah.
So I put 4, 5, 6 pieces of lightning quartz in the bag. We're up at 28.5 pounds or so. And then I put a zip tie on it. And then it goes in the cart. Harry just pulled this out, and I've never seen this before in this vein, but it has little bugs. And if you look real close, right down in that vug, I think that's a piece of gold. Which again is unusual for this vein. It's usually just really, really solid, but you get these vugs in here, and I've read about this all my life, about the vugs having gold in them, and there's a piece right there, right in that vug. Little quartz crystals. See the little quartz crystals growing out of there, and then hiding right down there. Boom. That is a cool little piece of gold. Here's one we found. Really nice. Gold by there. A bunch of little pieces along there. This telluride oxidizes red. So sometimes the telluride pockets get these little red things around them. And that's from oxidation. So if you find stuff on the surface, look for those little red pockets. Or what we're finding is near our slip. But look at the nice gold pieces on there. Whew. That is a good one, Harry. Harry's a mucking machine. Filling our cones. 50 pounds in a bag. And then I've been stacking them
That's the one bag.
over here. There's 2 or 3 rows back there. I think I'm starting on my 3rd or 4th row. I kind of lost track. But we have probably something like 200 to 300 bags here. Just keep adding to it. These are the 50 pounders. I got something special in line for these. All right, mission accomplished. We've got it mucked down pretty much to the waist. We didn't want to go too far and start taking a bunch of waste. We're going to try and do something with these pillars over here. I don't know if we're going to shoot them or maybe take a double jack to them and try and bust them out.
I think you're gonna try the double jack method first.
I'm going to try it first and see how that goes. What do you got?
Straight
Whoa.
sulfide, solid peritite.
That is a nice piece. And we got a whole bag of stuff like that, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe not that good, but we'll take that stuff down and slab it too, huh?
That's good.
All right, well, let's beat on this corner here. The reason why, we were talking earlier about maybe coming in and putting a half a stick in each one of these holes and trying to pop it all off, but there's a really nice band of that Telluride gold stuff right there. And so if we can beat it off with a hammer, there's going to be some really nice samples in there. If we blast it, it could just go all over the place. Like, for example, since I'm standing here, gold right over here, just hanging out in the quartz. So there's gold all through this 6 or 8 inch band right here. And I want to just kind of pull it out with a scalpel. If we can. Let's try it. Well, I'm trying to do a little surgery here. I'm getting some stuff. But I wanted to show you this. There's a little blade of Tellurides right there. And then right on top is a little blade of gold. See, it's kind of, you can see the edge. And I hope if I pan around here, there you can see the face. It's a little blade right there on top of that Telluride crystal. See if we can get it off. Well, I got that gold blade off of there. Now there's a bunch of gold behind it right in the quartz. That line is just where the money is. Right in that little band. There's gold, but it's just under the surface. See it? It's in the quartz. Just hiding. I think there's another piece right here on the end. Yep. Right there in that band. Right along with that Tellurides. Well, we made the decision to just pop these things. Brought up some stick powder. We're just going to do like a quarter to a half a stick in each one of these holes. And there's, you know, maybe 100, 150 pounds here, but man, there's really, really good gold right here that we want to try and recover. Hopefully there's going to be some nice specimens there. We got some sheet tin down, try and catch stuff. I think most of it will just get shot right over to that rib. But we'll get it hooked up here and I'll show you what I'm doing. So here's our stick powder. I got my cap in the bottom of the stick. And we're just going to push it in the hole there. There's a little bit of room for stemming. That one, it's a tiny little spot, so we just use a quarter of a stick. I think we'll use the other three quarter here. Whoop. So I'll load that cap like that. Oh, that might even be a little bit too long. And then this one, here, we'll cut. And that one, nice. Don't need my keys covered in explosives. The airport doesn't like that. I'll probably edit that out. Oh. Another little shorty for our third cap. Right in the middle, this is where all the gold is. Uh-oh. I think we have room for stemming.
You'll squish it in there.
Okay, yeah, well, it'll get squished in there, like you said. Harry's packing his stemming in there. Got a little one in here. And that's to try and hold the gases in the hole so they blast sideways out the rock and don't just come shotgunning right out the front.
Backs are stemmed.
Backs are stemmed. So yeah, what happens, we just broke, got a little collar here that didn't break in the front. So we're just gonna try and pop that off. Okay, so I want all three of these to go at the same time, but that's really hard to do with the zero because you gotta point the zero at the shock tubes. So I'm gonna waste a cap and use the clipped end of the cap to detonate all three of these at the same time. And then I can hook my zero up to this one. And this is just gonna blast off and not do anything. It'll just set the timing for these three. Harry's gonna check the continuity of our blast wire. So this wire runs all the way out the escape way to the outside, and it should be shunted on the other end. And so we should have continuity when we test it. All right.
This is hard to do with gloves.
Here.
There you go.
Nice. Continuity. Okay, perfect. All right, Harry's on his way out through the bottom. Clear out the mine. I'll run out the top when I'm done hooking up here. But I'm going to show you here. I'm going to try. This may be a little controversial. I was always taught that you hook the zero, which is the yellow and red wires. Hook those up to your round, and then you hook them up to your blast wire. And then we got to talking and thinking about it, that really you want to have your zero. I have it over there behind the bucket around those sandbags, so it's kind of in a safe spot, not hooked up to anything. But I'm going to connect it now before it's connected to the round, because if there's some stray current in this wire, or if it accidentally goes off, it's going to be really loud and really, really scary, but it's not going to kill me. Whereas if it's hooked up to the round, and then I hook it up to the wires and it goes off, the whole round goes off, and I'm sitting here, you know, kind of real close to the face, and that's no good. So I'm going to hook my zero up, and then I'm going to go tape it up to the number one, and then I'm going to get out of here and we'll shoot it. I've got my zero taped to the shock tube of the first cap. The first cap I'm just going to waste. It's just going to be pointing back into the stope away from the face so it doesn't cut anything off. The signal from the zero is going to travel down this end to the dead cap, or the waste cap, and then up this tube right to this blue clip. These blue clips have a 300 millisecond delay, and so when this goes, it's going to send the signal down these three tubes down to the caps down there, those little clip caps, which aren't going to do anything, and it'll send the signal to the big caps down the bottom of these three holes. Then 7 seconds later, the signal on the bottom of the cap is going to finally reach the detonator, and it'll go boom, all three of them all at the same time. So we're going to hear the zero go boom, a third of a second later we'll hear this one go boom, then a third of a second later we'll hear those three go boom, and then 6 seconds later at that point, these three will all go boom and blast this in. Okay, Harry's giving me the all clear. We should hear three quick boom, 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 and then 7 seconds later, a boom, boom. Here we go. There's three. 2. Man, those are big booms. For half a stick, that's a big boom. So it's the next morning, we've got our airbag on, we're venting out the gases. There's really not very much. Do you smell any, Harry? I don't smell anything.
No.
And then we'll scale our way back in and look for specimens. What the hell do we do here? Oh yeah, we cleaned it right up.
This will probably come out at some point.
Yeah. We just started washing down. Good sulfide stuff. Lots of metal. So we're just going to work our way through this, kind of hand picking, and then everything else will get mucked into bags. But it cleaned it right off of there, just like it was supposed to. Well, we've kind of picked through our pile here. We found a couple little pieces, nothing to write home about. I think we just kind of obliterated most of the specimens by ripping all that stuff off, all three at the same time. So we're just gonna get this mucked into a couple bags, and then we really need to get moving, shooting out this waste. So we're getting ready to drill out that second round of waste, and it's time for a bit change. We've lost two of our little buttons. The rest of the buttons are getting pretty small, so we're going to knock that off of there and put a new bit on. These bits are just compression held on the end of the steel. So you take your bit knocker here, slide it down the steel, and I'm going to whack it hard with a double jack and pop that thing off of there. Whacked it good and hard. Now the bit comes off of there. Little brass sleeve in there, but that is garbage now. Now we got a brand new bit on there. It'll focus. I just put it on there and I beat it against some hard rock. Force it on there and then the drill will do the rest. This thing here is our oiler. So we run this right behind the drill. And we put drill oil in there. We're about half, so I'll fill it back up. And that helps keep the drill lubricated while it's working. Get a valve on there so you can turn the air off at the drill. It's real nice. And then we've got these whip checks. So if this connection comes off, it's not flailing around and hitting somebody in the head. I've marked out our holes kind of where I could there with the paint. So I got 2 rows of 4 on the bottom. And I've got 2 rows, 1 of 3 and 1 of 2 at the top. So 13 holes total. We're going to use the big hole here as our burn. And I'll probably take these first, then that row, and then the lifters last. Boom. We finished drilling out our round. I think we've got 18 or 19 holes, something like that. 2 rows of lifters. We added 2 more, one right there and one right there to help relieve the lifters some. And we did the same thing up here. We had our row, first row, and then our 2 on top were winging up too far for my comfort. So I added a 3rd row right in the middle, kind of with the angle between this one, and that'll help relieve all that. Because even though these look like they're about 2 feet apart at the collar, at the bottom of the hole they're probably 3.5 feet apart, and that's a lot to break even with stemming. I've got them all blown out. We'll go get some explosives, get it loaded. And here's our bit after 18 holes. We put it on brand new, and it's maybe 1/4 to 1/3 of the way worn out. So you're looking at 50, 60, 70 holes in our ground. So the bits last a long time. All right, we're all loaded, ready to shoot. Harry's done his horn honks. Here we go. That sounded good. That sounded real good.